Hey, here we are. It is time to welcome this weekend's Spotlight UK artist here on ukcountryradio.com, a gentleman who has twice been nominated as Best Male Vocalist at the British Country Music Awards. That was in 2010 and 2011, and widely regarded as having one of the best voices on the British country music scene. Welcome, Chris Raddings, to ukcountryradio.com. Hi, Chris.
Hi everyone at UK Country Radio.
There you go. What an introduction, eh? We couldn't ask for more, could we? I see you've got a new album coming out in the spring. The title is Coming Out of the Shadows, isn't it? And there's a bit of a Shadows connection with your first guitar, wasn't there?
Well, the first album I ever got as a young lad who my mum bought me was Shadows 20 Golden Greats. Because the advert was some young lad playing a guitar in his bedroom while it was a cricket bat. So that just got me.
That was it.
The twanging guitars, that's the country style. So I've gone from there really.
Yeah, no, there they are. You see. So the new album coming out in the spring. From then, they are 13 years oldish. You were saying there. How did music develop? Was there music in your family, Chris?
I had a brother that had a guitar, but he couldn't play it.
Right.
So
was that in your opinion then, or was that?
No, he couldn't at all. So it was just lying about, so I thought, I'll have a go at this. So I tried to learn Apache and Ghost Riders in the Sky, and I just thought, I just love that sound, so I just wanted it to sound like that, so I went away.
Was there much music at school? Was there a band at school, perhaps, or did it come just a little bit after that?
No, there wasn't a band at school. When I was younger, I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm reasonably old. There weren't as many sort of facilities, really.
Sure.
To do stuff, not like there is now, where people have full-on bands of peers, don't they, in schools. But there was a guy, we had a free period on a Friday, and one of the teachers taught us chords. We try and strum along to songs, so that's how I learned a few chords.
And when did the country bug grab you then?
That was the second album. And that was the sort of mid to late 70s, that Itchy Feet album. And the advert just came out, hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
And then it was away. And it was just this pair of boots going up and down. I just remember it so vividly, man.
Yeah.
20-foot tapping greats.
That's it.
And there with that twanging, that clean guitar again.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, God, I like this. It's like the instrumentation of country. I like I like the fiddles and the steel and the acoustic guitar. It just works for me.
You got a pair of cowboy boots, didn't you?
I did, yes. Much disdain from peers. My tan cowboy boots, I was much derided.
Yeah.
But I just loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved it, and I always remember actually going to Whitby. Actually, I'm going to say Scarborough, where you're from.
Right. Yeah.
But there were a country record shop in Whitby, and I was like 15. Everybody were listening to Police and stuff like that, and I came home on coach from school trip with a Johnny Paycheck Take This Job and Shove It album.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
So so I never lived that down either.
But
I must have looked quite the odd one out.
There you are. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I don't know, similar sort of time, maybe slightly earlier, but at school, like, loads of kids had shaved their eyebrows off like David Bowie,
Yeah.
And it was just like, what is going on here?
There were some kids that were very cool with David Bowie. What was it? The high-waisted pants. And
That's the one.
I was never that cool.
So,
the tales I'm just describing.
There you are. What was the step then that made you really get into country music? I mean, you heard the Johnny Cash track there. Getting on the stage for the first time and performing country.
Right.
Where did that happen?
It all happened a little bit late, probably in the big scheme of things. About 28 when I had my first country band, and it was the first time I sort of fronted a band singing. Because I suffered from a lot of lack of confidence when I was younger. As you see on my website, I work for Mind now, I have a soft spot for mind, and I've had bouts of depression in my time, and terrible lack of self-esteem.
Sure.
And bouts of that, and that's where the Coming Out of the Shadows is coming from.
Yeah.
The title. It's going to be all self-pen numbers. I don't know, as a middle-aged man, I just seem to have a confidence that I never had when I was younger.
Mm.
Yeah, I always remember Mary Chapin Carpenter and read an interview of hers, and she thought, I never really got going in what I thought in my terms until I was in my 40s, and I thought, I can relate to that.
Do you think it's something about us, being sort of more settled and sort of, content with our surroundings perhaps gives us a little bit more security perhaps than we had before? It
does, yeah. But there's a bit of a determination to, like I say, it's just that thing about being a shadow of what you could be. Sort of haunts you, and I can't think of anything worse than sitting down as a much older man than I am, if I get that far. And, wishing I'd, regret must be a terrible thing, wishing you'd done things and if only I'd done that. And
that's right. It's taking, do I turn right or do I turn left?
Yeah, so I've done all sorts of stuff in my life. I've lived in America and, done a lot of stuff in the caring side of work, which I still do.
You can get a lot of satisfaction out of it, can't you?
Yeah. I've always felt this thing, I've always sold myself short musically. So I'm going to get back on lead guitar playing and everything. My new album's going to be, back with John Pettifer producing. You
worked together quite a while ago, you and John, didn't you? It's is it a long-standing sort of relationship there?
I've known him for a long while. It really is someone that inspires me. Not just like someone in a magazine or that you see on TV. It's just the most fabulously talented guy, and just when you're around him, you're just inspired by him. And that band from mid-90s was, just after Garth Brooks, Garth Mania. And,
right, yes, it was a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Sony BMG, some guys in Liverpool, music promoters, and have got some funding from those to sort of push something a bit different in England. So we got like funding to do some demos,
right?
Which I've just got out now. The Par Street Sessions CD that I've just got out. I got onto John Pettifer and said, can we put this together? And he's remastered it, and there's some great songs, from like Tom Shapiro's written some great numbers, and some great playing on it.
you must
so
be.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I say you must be so looking forward to the album being out there, so people
can... Well, I'm kind of preempting it. With the track that's going to be featured on them, mainly with you guys over the weekend, is from them mid-90s sessions. It's a song called I Will Love You Anyhow, and I've just always loved it. Big acoustic guitars, lovely playing guitar solo from John Pett, and it's such a lovely tune. And I'm just sort of trying to get momentum going before, this next album comes out.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Excellent. Well, it's good to catch up with you. Nice to know, nice to know all is doing well. If you want to find out more online, Chris, it's at chrisraddingscountrymusic.co.uk, yeah?
That's the one.
That's the one. So gigs coming up. You've had a reasonably busy January. How's the rest of the year panning out?
Busier.
Yeah, good stuff.
Busier. I'm getting to a point where I kind of like put things off till next year now.
Do you know sometimes that's not a bad position to be in, really, is it, Chris?
No, well, I work full time, you see. So if I do 3 gigs a week, I feel like I've been trekking up the Andes.
Absolutely, yeah. You've done a turn with Mike Tyson or something,
yeah.
It's one of
those.
those.
Some of the other guys that that really go at it, 4 or 5 times a week, and they go all over the country, don't they?
Yeah, stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. But that's what it's all about, though, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the scene. I get frustrated sometimes, but then I meet, you meet the loveliest people out there.
Of course you do.
And the fellow country music fans at the end of the day. So.
That's it. We love the same thing, and what I find is the audiences, you get so much, I feel you get so much more appreciation from a country audience, there's just this unique connection. Yeah,
as opposed to being like a regular kind of club turn, finishing with Simply the Best.
That's it, yes, yeah.
They actually come to see you, and I know it's all a little bit like a cottage industry type, in the size of things and the money generated over this side. But they come because they come to see you, and it's very flattering, and it's quite an honour.
Quite humbling, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
it really
because
is.
they want to come and see you sing, and
That's
then
it.
when they pay money as well, you think, wow, yeah.
Thank you very much. Look at that. Chris,
Hey, it's been a pleasure, Jerry.
you've been a gent. Continued success, and it's great having you as our Spotlight UK artist this weekend, and we shall continue to enjoy your music.
Oh, you take care out there, everyone on this circuit, and I'll catch you with you somewhere down the line.
Cracks in the pavement, holes in my shoes. Once you get this far down, there's nothing left to lose. Looking for the big break. Caught tired and lonely, looking for the big break. As I walk along the street, I'm dropping on my feet, looking for the big break. The man in the limousine says, son, you sound real neat. Leave your name in the trash can, we'll get to you next week. Looking for the big break. Caught tired and lonely, looking for the big break. As I walk along the street, I'm dropping on my feet, looking for the big break.